Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Erkenhelm again, as usual. It's Tuesday, so I'm bringing you another replay from PAX East. So once again, it's one of mine. I do have replays from a couple other gym leaders, but like I mentioned, the schedule's not lining up, having a little conflict there, not being able to get both of us together to cast one of theirs yet. But there will be some coming down the line. Before we start, I want to make a little bit of an announcement. I've been putting it down in the info section for anyone who's been checking down there. But if you're interested in being a gym leader at PAX Prime this year, applications are open now, but they're only open for a few more days. They will close on April 20th. I'm not sure what time exactly, but I'm guessing it would be midnight of that night on April 20th, being the 21st, I guess. Pacific Standard Time, because that's where PAX Prime takes place. So if you're interested in applying, check the info section down below. I've been putting a link in all the videos, and I'll make sure to do that for this one as well. So this battle that I'm bringing you here was against a pretty cool guy that I met at PAX. He signed up for my list as Richard, so I guess that's what I'll be calling him. And we had a pretty good first battle. So I don't remember the battle too much because it's been quite a while now. It's been over a month since PAX. But I will, again, try and do my best to let you know what I was thinking and all that. So he starts with his Talonflame. Talonflame can be very scary. That Gale Wing's ability gives priority to all flying types moves. So there he goes for the Tailwind. It's a flying type move, so he gets the priority on that. So now all of his Pokemon are going to be faster, most likely than what I have coming up. But it does allow me to get the Sticky Web up, which is always good. And I do take the Brave Bird. It doesn't bring me down to my sash, but if it had, I would have survived anyway. So I try to cripple this Talonflame with a Thunder Wave. Hoping for paralysis, but unfortunately doesn't happen. He does take out my Galvantula here. Not a huge deal, because I did get the Sticky Web up, and that's the main goal of my Galvantula. So I send in my Dragonite here. I know it can take a Brave Bird pretty well. It can take a Flare Blitz or whatever. So I feel like it's going to probably switch out. And if it doesn't, I could take the hit. So he does go into the Scrafty. And he gets the Intimidate. So that's going to counter the attack boost on my Dragon Dance here, which kind of stinks. But I do get the speed boost. Goes for that little bit of chip damage with the Fake Out and gets the flinch. So he goes into the Sylveon, maybe expecting a Dragon type move, hoping to catch me in that there, because it wouldn't affect him, and he does. So unfortunately he gets the free switch in. So I decided to go for a Dragon Dance because I do have my Multiscale intact, which would allow me to probably take a Fairy type move, although Hyper Voice is very powerful. It gets that Pixelate boost on Sylveon, so Hyper Voice becomes a Fairy type move, plus it gets, I believe, a 30% power boost. So that there was able to take me down through my Multiscale. So I send in my Tentacle, because he's going to be able to take Fairy type moves very well, especially special attacking Fairy moves. He predicts a Toxic move and he switches into his Aegislash. So the Toxic doesn't affect him. I guess I probably should have seen that coming. But I do get to knock off his item. I didn't notice what it was, so I'm not sure. So as you can see, it's a special attacking Aegislash, so it didn't do too much to me. So he doesn't want to leave his Aegislash in attack form. or I waste a turn on King Shield, so he switches out. But I get the knockoff again. No item comes off, so you can see, it's probably a Mega. But my Tentacle is going to go down pretty easily to an Earthquake, and I don't want to take that. So my Arcanine comes in surprisingly good at taking Earthquakes with that Intimidate. So here he does go for the Mega. Goes for that Earthquake. Still does a lot of damage even with that Intimidate up, which is very unfortunate. Usually Arcanine takes that a little bit better, but Giga Swampert is a pretty good attack with an Earthquake with Stab. So I go for the Protect because I want to get some extra leftovers damage. So I switch out, predicting an Earthquake. That would be probably the logical thing, but he goes for the Waterfall, so he's going to hit my Pidgeot anyway. But Pidgeot takes that surprisingly well. Doesn't even bring me down to half health, so it allows me to Mega Evolve. See what type of damage I can do with this Hurricane. Giga Swampert has fairly decent bulk, so he takes that fairly well, and he gets the Rock Slide off. That's going to finish off my Pidgeot. So I send my Arcanine in. It's a free switch this time, so I'm not going to be taking an Earthquake. And it gets the second Intimidate, which is going to put him at -2 attack. So here I go for the Protect again, get some more leftovers, recovery. So I think here, if I can get the burn on the Mega Swampert and -2 attack, I can take another Earthquake from him with the health that I'm at. Fortunately, he switches out to the Talonflame. Already paralyzed, but that doesn't matter because he's Fire type anyway. So he goes for that Tailwind again, boost his speed. But it gives me the chance to get a heal off for free, which is always nice because that brings me back up to full health. And there, that Paralyze comes into play there. Allows me to do a little bit of damage to the Talonflame. Usually, I wouldn't say usually, but a lot of times Talonflame doesn't always have Roost and just goes for the attack. So I'm hoping the Snarl combined with the recoil on that Brave Bird will allow me to take out the Talonflame, hopefully without it recovering. Because Roost is Flying type, so it would be priority heal. As you can see here, he does go for that suicide damage. Does a fair amount, but my Arcanine takes it easily enough. So there, I probably should have predicted that, the Brave Bird might take him out, and I could have gotten a easy free heal, which definitely would have been nice. Unfortunately, I went for the Snarl instead, so it didn't do anything. So this Mega Swampert comes in. I know he's going to take me out with a single Earthquake pretty easily. But again, Protect, get a little bit of leftovers damage. So I go for the Will-O-Wisp, hoping that maybe I can survive an Earthquake because that will cut its attack in half, which is lower than Intimidate. Unfortunately, I don't survive, but that Will-O-Wisp will definitely help the rest of my Pokemon, and it will also help take the Swampert down. There, my Espeon takes him down fairly easily with the Psychic. So the Scrafty is not something I want to be up against with my Espeon. As you've seen from all the battles that I've had with it, this Espeon is especially bulky for its screens. So its only attacking move is Psychic, which doesn't affect Dark types. But I am going to go for the Reflect, help take hits from the Scrafty, any other physical attacker you might have. So it allows me to survive that crunch, but I don't want to take another one. I want to keep that Espeon around just in case. So while my Tentacle isn't physically bulky, he's got the max HP, and the Reflect being up is going to help him. My best choice for taking physical attacks now because my Arcanine is gone. I do get that Toxic up, which is going to prevent that Scrafty from being in for too much longer. Potentially forcing it to switch out after a couple of turns. And if it doesn't, it's eventually going to be taken down. Drain Punch is definitely a possibility on it, which would allow it to stick around longer. But as you can see, he's not going for it. Probably afraid of the Liquid Ooze ability, which I have talked about in the past. There was many times at PAX where I wished I had the Liquid Ooze ability over the Clear Body. But there, just the potential of having it scared him out. So now the Mungus comes in, so that Giga Drain is going to do even less than it would have done to this Crafty. Don't get much recovery, but it gives me a free turn to Black Sludge recovery, which is always nice. He has the Black Sludge as well. So I don't want to get hit by a Grass move or put to sleep, would be the big thing. So I switch out to my Espeon to hopefully bounce the Spore back. It wouldn't affect the Amogus, but it would prevent one of my Pokemon from being put to sleep. And Psychic would be super effective against it because it's Poison type. Knowing that, he goes back into his Scrafty, which, as I mentioned before, I can't do anything against the Scrafty. So he avoids taking Psychic damage because it's not affected by it. But I do get a turn Toxic damage. Fortunately, as you can see there, I guess I wasn't paying attention because I thought my Reflect was down, and I went to put it back up, but it wasn't down, and it goes down the turn after. So apparently that happened a few times at PAX. So I come in and I go for the knockoff, which is going to reveal that he had an Assault Vest, which was part of why the Giga Drain wasn't doing a whole lot of damage the last time I was in. So that was my battle with Pulpsock. It was a very good battle. He was a really cool guy. You know, we battled twice over the weekend. And he was another one who went on, and he managed to beat the champion and enter the Hall of Fame at this year's East. So it was really cool meeting him, and we had a lot of fun. He wanted to come back on the third day and have, you know, a rubber match type battle, because I guess this was the second one. I did beat him on the first one, but he didn't end up coming by, so we didn't get to do that. Thank you again, everyone, for checking out the video. I hope you enjoyed that battle. Once again, if you want to be a gym leader at PAX Prime, your time is running out, so you have to move fast. There will be a link down below in the info section where you can go to find out more and to apply. You only have until April 20th, which from the date this is going up is 6 days. So you want to get that done fast. And down in the info section as well as links to everywhere you can find us as usual: Facebook, Twitter, website, forums, on all those things. So we appreciate you checking us out. There will be a video on Thursday as usual. And also keep in mind we have Twitch streams on Friday and Saturday nights. You know, we have a lot of fun while streaming, and we've been getting a decent number of people coming through, and we'd love to have you guys stop by as well. So I hope to see you there. And I'll see you guys later.